Hello everybody! Welcome to the Medyo Serious Talk Show with me, Red Oliero. Andito po tayo with Madam. Kasi ko may mga honorific siya kanina. The Queen! Joke lang. Irene Dumlao po of DSWD. Thank you so much. Welcome to the show. Pagiging naman studio audience applause si ma'am. Grabe naman kayo. So, ngayon, pag-uusapan natin an issue rin na maraming tao nag-uusap ngayon about. It's called yung ayuda, yung 4-piece, ano pa ba yung iba? AKAP. Yung 4-piece, tatatay kong tandaan yung ibig sabihin pantulong, pantawid,
Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program.
Pantawid Pamilyang Program, and then ang AKAP is ang
Ayuda para sa Kapos ang Kita.
Kapos ang Kita, yes. Oo nga. May distinct differences ba sila or
Yes, Red. Of course, thank you very much for inviting us in your program. Bago ko sagutin yung tanong mo, Red, gusto ko munang banggitin na ang DSWD may first name at last name. Ang first name niyan is social welfare.
I see.
Diyan pumapasok yung mga ayuda.
Okay.
Yung mga social assistance, like assistance to individuals in crisis situation, ayuda para sa Kapos ang Kita program. Pero may last name si DSWD. Its last name is development. So dyan pumapasok yung mga development programs natin, such as the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program, which invests in human capital, particularly in the education and health of our children beneficiaries. Kasi ang layunin naman nun, to break the intergenerational cycle of poverty. Sabi kasi natin, kapag mahirap ang mga magulang, most likely magiging mahirap din yung kanyang mga anak. So we have to break that intergenerational cycle. So dapat mamuhunan tayo sa edukasyon at kalusugan. Okay, so again, going back doon sa nabanggit natin, yung mga social assistance, ano ba yung pagkakaiba niyan?
Yes.
Yung assistance to individuals in crisis situation, nagbibigay tayo ng tulong para sa mga individual na nakakaranas ng krisis, kagaya ng medical assistance, burial assistance. Alam naman natin, Red, kapag ang isang pamilya ay may miyembro na nagkaroon ng terminal disease, namatay, even if may resources yung pamilya, na-exhaust yan.
Oo, nauubos.
Yeah, naubos. Kaya pumapasok tayo to provide such social safety net. Yung namang ayuda para sa Kapos ang Kita program, ito naman para doon sa mga may kinikita pero hindi sapat at sila ay apektado ng rising inflation.
I see.
Okay? So, bakit tayo nagpo-provide ng ganitong assistance? We want to caution them from the effects of the rising inflation so that they would not slide down to poverty. Okay, yun namang Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program, gaya ng nabanggit ko, pamumuhunan yan doon sa edukasyon at kalusugan ng mga bata. Paano natin yan ginagawa? We provide conditional cash grants upon their compliance to specific conditions of the program. So, dapat yung mga bata, nag-aaral, nagpapacheck up, yung mga magulang nag-attend ng family development sessions, di ba? So we build on their capacities, mas napapagbuti natin sila bilang mga individual, and in return ay nabibigyan natin sila ng conditional cash grants.
So pag nag-grant to, tawag doon, chine-check nyo kung pumapasok yung bata, ganun bang klase. Is there like a sort of parang requirement for them na kailangan mataas grades or something, ganun ba?
Wala namang academic requirement, basta ang mahalaga sila ay nag-a-attend ng school at least 85% of the month.
Okay.
And yun,
so pwede mag-absent.
dalawang beses, no? Pwede yan. Pero ang mahalaga, dapat most of the time ay present yung bata sa paaralan. But of course, we encourage din naman na mag-excel sila sa kanilang academics. Dahil siyempre, malaking bagay din yun, no? Ipagpapatunay yan na talagang maganda rin yung mga interventions na ibinibigay sa paaralan. Kaya din naman nag-excel ang isang bata sa kanyang academic requirements.
Yung people who avail of this, tawag doon, ano yung statures nila as family? Like economic statures?
Okay, yung sa Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program, they belong to the poorest of the poor.
Okay.
And how do we determine that? Of course, we have the National Household Targeting System for Poverty Reduction, which is the listahanan also of the DSWD. It's the standardized targeting system na kung saan natutukoy natin kung sino yung pinakamahirap na pamilya sa ating pong bansa. It's a statistical model. We also make use of a Proxy-Means test to determine yung kanilang level of well-being. And kapag ikaw kasi ay nandun sa talaan ng mahihirap at meron kang anak 18 years old pababa, or there's a pregnant woman at the time of the enumeration, and that you're willing to comply with the specific conditions of the program, you're eligible to be enrolled sa programa. So again, sila yung kabilang sa pinakamahirap. Yung namang mga individuals who are availing of the other assistance, as I've mentioned, yung like yung AKAP, yung AIX, lalong-lalo na dun sa AIX, most like, merong din syempre mga mahirap, priority natin sila, yung mga vulnerable, the marginalized, but the implementation of the program doesn't preclude us to accommodate other individuals who may have the resources, but yun nga, sabi ko, because of the crisis that they are experiencing, na-exhaust din ito.
Yeah. Yun yung parang, I think, medyo what I found refreshing, no? Siyempre, nag-research ako ng konti tungkol dito. Yung assistance, akala ko parang doon lang talaga sa walang-wala. And then, may term na AKAP, which is kapos ang kita, which is a very, very real thing here in the Philippines. May trabaho ako, pero minsan, may kakaroon ng sitwasyon na ganito, na kapos ako ngayon. How do they approach, or parang how do they present themselves as kapos ang kita ko ngayon?
Okay. So when they come to our office to avail of the program, pinapakita nila yung halimbawa certificate of employment. Okay? Ipapakita nila kung magkano rin yung kanilang tinatanggap. Usually, pati payslip, pinipresenta nila. And then, there's an assessment being conducted by our social workers. We make use of an intake sheet. Tinitingnan natin kung meron bang mga ibang mga support services, are there any external resources of the family to determine if they're really affected, no? Kasi pwedeng affected ka pero mayroong namang miyembro ng pamilya na mataas din naman ang kita, no? Na kaya kanyang tulungan. So, yun yung mga factors na kinoconsider natin. And then, the social worker prepares a social case study report, and that will be the basis of the provision
medyo
of assistance.
intense, because ibig sabihin, hindi naman lahat ng tao pare-pares ng sitwasyon. So, ibig sabihin, each social worker is looking into individual people's cases, and like on a daily basis, how many does... Gusto ko lang malaman kung gaano ka laki yung workload na to.
Yes, malaking trabaho talaga ang ginagawa ng ating mga social workers. Hindi lamang AKAP, hindi lamang AIX, no?
Iba pa.
I'll give you a picture, no, of what's happening sa central office lang. Marami mga pumipila umaga pa lang just to avail of these services. Madala-dala sila na medical certificate, bill sa ospital.
Mga pang-proof, no?
Kasi those are requirements that we need to attach also doon sa kanilang application. Of course, we abide by certain accounting rules and regulations. Mahalaga na meron yan before we disperse any fund. So, ganun ang sitwasyon sa aming tanggapan, ano, na maraming pumipila, and lahat ng ating mga social workers who are involved in the crisis intervention unit ay talagang iniisa-isa yung assessment.
Kapag ito ay, so kunwari, if I'm doing like the journey of yung pipila sila, and then they'll talk to the social worker, how fast kaya sila na-approve to get help? It's essential din yung speediness of it all.
Exactly. What is important is that when you come to our office, kompleto lahat ng iyong requirements.
Gets. Para hindi ka na pabalikin.
Para hindi ka na pabalikin.
Okay.
So, kapag kompleto, in 4 hours,
talaga?
Pwede mo nang makuha eh.
Wow.
Oo, kapag yan ay outright cash, madali na lang. Pero kapag mag-i-issue kami ng guarantee letter, pag sinabi mo kasi guarantee letter, may sulat kami, address to the service provider, halimbawa ospital o funeral parlor, na kung saan nangangako na ang DSWD na kami na yung magbabayad noong expenses ng client na lumapit sa amin. So kapag ganon, magkukuhintay pa ng konting oras kasi papipirmahin yan doon sa mga principals natin. But within the day, sabi ko nga, if kompleto yung mga requirements ko, within the day, may i-release
kung legit
yan.
talaga, di ba? Kung talagang na-prove na kailangan mo talaga ng within the day you can get it na.
Yes, kasi ang sabi ni Secretary Rex Gatchalian sa amin, dapat yung service namin with extra care and with extra love. So dapat talagang matugunan namin yung pangangailangan ng isang individual immediately.
Ang tawag doon, ang ginagawa ba para dito is meron ba kayong, parang, how do you say, ayoko sabihin quota eh. Kaya pa rin tayo sabihin. Kasi we're dealing with resources that are not infinite, di ba? And I'm pretty sure, ang problems, you cannot control how many problems these people have. So, paano yung resource allocation nyo sa ganito? Like, kunwari, if it's malubang, kunwari, ito lang yung X number of amount that you can award, how do you prioritize?
Okay. During budget preparation kasi ng DSWD, of course, we make use of historical data. No?
I see.
In the past 3
May
years,
forecasting,
ganito yung number of individuals na na-serve natin.
Yeah.
In the same manner, nagpaplano rin kami kung halimbawa, ilan in-anticipate natin mga disasters o bagyo na maaaring makaapekto sa bansa natin, which will be the basis, of course, in proposing our budget for the coming years. No, so from there, na-identify natin kung ilan ang physical targets. Ngayon, kapag halimbawa, dahil tama din sabi mo pwede kasi na mag-exceed yung nasa-serve natin doon sa targets natin. Of course, pag ganun kasi, nagre-request tayo ng additional allocation, no? Or nagsosource out tayo ng ibang funding to support the implementation.
You can get support from private bodies or hindi siya allowed?
Actually, kapag kapag may mga bagyo, we allow naman yung mga donations, no? In fact, we've recently launched also yung Kaagapay Donations Portal of the DSWD para ma-monitor natin lahat ng mga donations. Of course, you could recall the Yolanda experience, no?
Yes.
No, because of that, nakita natin maraming mga donations that came in. And certainly, there are a lot of good doers in our country. So, there
is this
are other
open
support.
to kunwari, a private individual na ako, maybe I want to help something, kunwari, nag-show ako, I did really well and I want to give a portion to DSWD, I can just go to your portal and then transfer.
Actually, when you access our portal, tatanungin ka kung will you be donating cash or in kind. And then tatanungin ka rin doon kung saan gustong i-donate, sa DSWD or isang social welfare and development agency na registered, licensed, and accredited ng DSWD or directly to the local government unit. So if you choose DSWD, tatanungin ka rin kung paano mo ipapadala. Kasi may mga iba't ibang modalities. Pwedeng GCash, pwede rin naman through bank. There are a lot of choices that you could choose from.
Ayun. So this is like in a website. Parang ganun. So yung website link ilagay sa mukha ko ngayon at mag-donate kayo. Please go if you have like extra money lying around because it's really for a good cause, no?
Red, I'll just add, no? Kasi may impression yung public na kapag lang may mga disasters or emergencies na nagkakaroon ng donation drive.
Yes.
Hindi. Actually, ang DSWD, meron tayong mga centers, mga residential care centers, catering to children, women who have been abused, elderly, mga persons with disabilities who have been abandoned. Pwede rin kayong magbigay ng suporta, no, doon sa operations ng ating mga residential care centers.
Are these residential care centers like across the Philippines?
Yes, we have centers being managed by the DSWD nationwide. And of course, there are also centers na ino-operate din naman, minamanage ng mga social welfare and development agencies.
Okay. It's sa kasi yung tawag doon, yung ayuda medyo hot topic siya kasi it's a very important thing. And then syempre pag maraming taong nangangailangan nito, nakita yan ng mga evil forces sa mundo. I'm sure marami kayo na-encounter like na mga fake news, mga ganong klase. Ano yung mga klase ng fake news na nakaka-interrupt sa mga operations?
That's correct, Red. Ngayon talaga nagpo-proliferate yung mga fake news. When you go to social media, makikita mo maraming mga posts. There are even imposter accounts pretending to be DSWD and telling the public that there are
sandaling makaloko ngayon, di ba?
Yes, there are a certain assistance that they may avail of. Pwede nga pa nga daw silang manalo ng 10,000 pesos. Basta mag-provide sila ng information doon sa link na ipinoprovide doon sa post. This is what we wanted to clarify. DSWD will not request for information, lalong-lalo na sa social media. Kasi yung mga programs and services ng DSWD, targeted yan. We have a list na siyang reference namin for our prospective beneficiaries.
I see.
And of course, dahil kaisa naman tayo rin ng ibang government agencies, particularly ng National Privacy Commission, in securing the personal and sensitive personal information of our clients, of course, Yun
Hindi
nga,
siya
lagi
ganun,
natin sinasabi na hindi po namin kokolektahin ng impormasyon, lalong-lalo na sa social media.
Yeah. Very kaya sana please huwag kayong magpapaloko kasi ang laking sakit ng ulo niyan kapag nangyari yan. Minsan hindi niyo na makukuha yan sa bilis ng makakuha ng or mag-transfer ng pera dito at maloko ka sa internet, talagang mahirap na.
Exactly. And the information that you may have provided may be used for fraudulent activities. Diba? So, napakahirap nun. So, dapat huwag basta-basta na maniwala sa mga impormasyon na nakikita sa social media.
Oo nga.
Mas maging mapanuri dapat tayo.
Yes. Oo. Basta kayo, ang official, hindi kayo ever mangongolekta to social media, di ba?
That's
Tama.
correct. That's
Ayan.
correct.
Yan, narinig nyo na rito, napaka-official ng show namin, the Medyo Serious Talk Show. Okay, so, yung tawag doon, balik tayo dun sa parang classification ng mga nag-a-avail ng mga like kunwari, kung ako, makita ko yung social worker, pumasok ako doon, kita mo na visually, parang hindi naman ako mukhang sana, kasi sa weight pa lang, di ba? Tawag doon, paano nyo, curious lang ako, paano nyo sinasabi sa mga taong, sir, hindi ko kayo eligible dito dahil mukhang busog na busog po kayo. Paano pong ganun? Meron bang ganong situation na nangyari na ever?
Actually, gaya ng nabanggit ko rin, meron kaming intake sheet.
Okay.
So, dun sa intake sheet, tinatanong ng ating mga social workers, yung, of course, the information of our clients, their personal circumstances.
I see.
No, gaya ng nabanggit ko kanina, tinatanong din namin kung ano bang support system po ninyo, do you have external resources, ilan ang miyembro ng pamilya, no? So meron kaming ganyang profiling na ginagawa. And then, doon nga, sabi ko, there's also an assessment being done by our social workers to determine if you are indeed eligible sa programa. And another thing is, of course, yung paghingi namin ng mga requirements. Kasi halimbawa, pupunta ka at hingi ka ng food assistance or transportation assistance, no? Titingnan namin din, no? Wala ka ba talagang kakayanan? So, tinatanong ka namin ng iba't ibang mga impormasyon and we do some probing
May mga
also.
nagagalit.
Sa mga social workers namin, wala po.
Hindi, pero kunwari, pag na-obvious na parang hindi nila pinapagalitan.
Hindi po. Oo, may rin yan.
Gusto ko lang malaman.
May pamamaraan ng mga social workers natin to explain to our clients kung hindi po kayo eligible.
Pero may mga nare-reject ba na talaga didn't take it well?
Merong may mga cases na, of course, nagre-request na ma-reconsider yung kanilang request. And then, of course, nag-verify kami further.
Yeah.
If necessary, pupunta kami sa barangay o dun sa local social welfare development officer, no, to further validate the claim of the client.
Baka ako kasi dahil ako ay tawag doon, baka sheltered ako sa reality, no. A lot of this information is very new to me when I knew that you were coming to guest, nag-research kami ng konti. And sa mga tao, may mga tao ba talaga na feeling mo baka nangangailangan ng tulong at hindi nila alam na pwede silang lumapit sa inyo and definitely within 4 hours kung kompleto yung requirements mo, pwede nang mapatawid yung problema mo kahit sandali lang, di ba? Do you reach out to these people?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, maganda na natanong mo, no? Kasi halimbawa, yung Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program,
yung Forbes,
even in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas, may mga beneficiaries kami na pupuntahan din namin. Kasi meron kaming mga assigned personnel, yung mga caseworker, na talagang babad sa ground. They conduct home visitation.
Wow.
Okay, so in most cases, I'm telling you this because ako ay nanggaling sa Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program back in 2010, no, when I entered the SWD. And I did field work as well. There are instances na pagpunta namin for home visitation, yung kapitbahay niya, hindi rin naman 4-piece beneficiary, but in dire need.
Yeah.
Hindi,
so parang nakita.
Yes. So we did case referral. Ibig sabihin, refer namin siya sa agency which is the mandate to serve or to provide the necessary assistance.
I see.
Kasi halimbawa, merong nakaratay lang siya, bedridden. Dahil nga malayo yung lugar, it would take 4 to 6 hours para makapunta doon sa pinakamalapit na health center. Okay, so hindi na lang nadadala. they don't have access na to the needed services. So what we did was to do referral. In-inform namin yung aming mga partners because DSWD works with various partners and stakeholders. No? So ni-refer namin and napuntahan din. So
they're just made aware na parang, uy, may nangangailangan ng tulong
yes,
dito.
may nangangailangan ng tulong. And aside from that, nag-extend din ng DSWD because DSWD has that social assistance, yung programa natin na assistance to individuals in crisis situation. So yung pangangailangan sa gamot, pangangailangan sa pagpapa-hospital, ay na-provide din natin.
I see. Okay. So sa mga ganyang paraan, kunwari yun nga, may beneficiary na pinuntahan tapos nadamay sa iba, ganong klase na anuhan, ayoko lang tawagin na Filipino problem ito. Pero merong ganitong klaseng problema na kahit anong groups of places dito sa Pilipinas, like kunwari, yung isa nakakatanggap, yung isa hindi. Naiinggit ako, ganong klase. Ngayon, gagawa tayo ng rumor na, bias naman tong dito. Ande, siguro may kilala yan sa ganyan, ganong klase. Nakaka-encounter kayo ng mga ganong klaseng narratives?
Yes, actually, no, yung issues on inclusion and
Yes,
exclusion
inclusion.
error.
Yeah, okay, yun pala yung tamang term. Sorry po.
So sabi, bakit gano'n? May trabaho naman siya, bakit napasama?
Exactly, yeah.
Or bakit
chichismising
ako?
ka.
Ganyan.
For sure.
Okay, lagi namin sinasabi, Red, ang mga programa ng DSWD, may built-in grievance redress mechanism yan.
Okay.
So kapag meron po kayong reklamo, may hinaing, pwede nyo pong i-report yan sa DSWD and we will immediately validate.
Okay.
And then kung talaga naman na based on the result of our validation, talagang inclusion error siya. Talaga namang may regular na trabaho ang mga miyembro ng pamilya. And nakita natin na hindi siya dapat mapabilang sa programa. There are certain measures that are undertaken para ma-remove din sila sa programa.
So may situation na parang nag-a-avail siya and then yung mga neighbors probably said na, hindi, mayaman yan, ganong klase.
Yes, we've encountered a lot of that. Even when we did the social amelioration program during the pandemic, may mga complaints din kami na na-receive na ganyan. And we acted on this.
It's a bit, tawag doon, I don't want to use the word, pero it's a bit vile to kind of avail of supposedly help para sa mga tao na nangangailangan and you're benefiting from it na gano'n. Kasi hindi ba siya sort of like a punishable offense? Or
our Red, sabi nga namin, we recognize that everyone is in crisis, especially kapag talaga may mga, like yung pandemic, no? Or may mga bagyo. But ang narrative kasi natin is, of course, everyone is affected.
Yeah.
But the poor, the marginalized, and the disadvantaged are disproportionately affected. And these circumstances exacerbate their current situation. And ayaw naman natin na lalo silang bumaba.
Tama.
No?
Tama.
Lalo silang matrap doon sa poverty.
Yeah.
Kaya natin sila tinutulungan. Kinakaution natin yon.
There must be a sort of parang wiring sa utak ng mga social workers natin na talagang hindi magalit, hindi mainis, hindi ma-frustrate or anything. Kasi kailangan nyo tumulong, di ba? Sobrang hirap niyang, I'm just looking at the job description itself and maybe finding another layer of appreciation din of what you guys do, no? Pag kumukuha pa kayo ng social workers, complete ang psychological analysis dyan, parang gano'n.
Yes.
Dapat pa hindi ka pikon, gano'ng klase.
Alam mo, pinag-aralan talaga ng mga social workers, no? Kung paano mag-manage ng iba't ibang mga cases ng iba't ibang individual. So, talagang saludo tayo sa lahat ng mga social
kasi
workers.
The permutation ng iba-ibang klaseng combination of things, I mean, I would assume talaga halos lahat ng cases unique, right?
Yes, kasi iba-iba pinagdadaanan ng ating mga clients. Pero alam mo talagang sa mga social workers natin and mga development workers sa department, ang lagi talaga nating isinasa ulo is dapat maging compassionate tayo, maging passionate with our work, and of course, dapat driven to really ensure na matulungan natin yung ating mga kababayan because that is the reason why our social workers are here, to really help empower our beneficiaries, particularly yung mga mahihirap natin pong mga kababayan.
When you dispense ayuda, talaga bang diretso DSWD to sa mga katanggap? Or is there like another parang department or agency ng government that helps you, like maybe yung LGUs or yung barangay levels? May mga ganun bang
Okay.
tulong?
Yung distribution ng mga iba't ibang services ng
Yeah.
DSWD, of course, primarily, it's the DSWD's role, no?
Oo.
Sa mga off-site payout activities natin, makikita mo social worker ng DSWD ang nag-a-assess, and then kami rin yung nagdi-dispense o nagre-release noong cash. Kami rin yung mga paymasters.
Mhm.
In some cases, tinutulungan tayo ng mga local government units na kung saan we enter into memorandum of agreement with them for the transfer of funds. Kasi alam naman natin, kulang din yung manpower ng DSWD,
Yes, yun din.
no?
Oo. Kasi
So,
posible naman lahat kayo, pati yung
yes,
pag
lalong-lalo na
deliver.
kapag massive yung assistance, no?
Exactly. Oo.
So, nakikipagtulungan din tayo.
Mm.
We've seen that happen during the distribution of the ayuda noong pandemic, no? That we work with local government units. So, that's another modality. But actually, Red, we're gearing towards the use of digital wallets.
Yes. Oh, yun.
Para
Diretso na talaga.
transactional accounts na rin yung mga yon.
Oo.
So, from DSWD, diretso na doon sa transactional accounts ng mga clients natin, ng mga beneficiaries.
Yun yung, I think naman yung palaking tulong when we digitize the world. And then at the same time, hindi ko nasasabing maganda yung nangyari ng pandemic, ha? Kasi may sabi sa akin minsan, tutuwa ka ng pandemic, no? Hindi. Ang nangyari sa pandemic is, and naramdaman ko to being a stand-up comedian that sells tickets. Dati pa nag-show kami, walang bumibili ng ticket online. So, malalaman lang namin, pupunta sa show namin pag dumating na yung show. So, minsan talagang pinapawisan ka, wala pang tao, ganyan. Ngayon, malalaman mo na, may 100 na bumili. At least alam mo may 100 na darating, di ba? Kasi, dati, hindi tayo nagtatransact online. Hindi lahat ng tao, like, for some reason, cash people tayo ever since. Ngayon, talagang grabe, di ba? Sobrang dami ng wallets and ano. And I'm happy na, tawag doon, it's being used to a great cause, no? So, for ganyan din, though, it kind of opens up din a lot of, tawag doon, a lot of avenues din for malicious intention, mga ganong klase. Baka bigyan kayo ng mga cellphone number na hindi dapat bigyan. Nangyayari ba yan? Or what do you do to protect yourself?
Actually, na-foresee na natin yan, yung mga ganong possible
for
cases.
sure, no?
Kasi, syempre, as we accelerate
Definitely.
digital transformation, kasabay niya yan yung mga risk and vulnerabilities. So kami, sa DSWD, particularly sa 4Ps program, meron kaming ipanalo na kung saan we inform, we educate, and we provide the necessary information to our beneficiaries to help them safeguard yung kanilang information, particularly at this period that we're promoting a digital transformation, so that they will not be vulnerable to various fraudulent activities na maaaring ang maidulot ng paggamit ng mga digital or because of the digital advancement.
I have meron akong bit of information here na yung national budget natin, I think there was about, the number here says that it's 50 billion was cut from the 4-piece budget. And then I think pero meron namang billions that were inserted sa national budget for AKAP funds. Is this parang deliberate talaga na we're anuhin daw from 4-piece then diverting to AKAP, parang ganun?
Well, again, Red, magkaiba yung objectives ng AKAP
Oo,
and nung Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program. Sa amin, kahit nagkaroon ng cut in the budget of 4-piece program, we are very confident na hindi naman maapektuhan yung implementation ng program. Walang marireduce sa bilang ng mga beneficiaries natin, ganyan din sa bilang ng mga employees. We have already studied how to adjust also. We did some recalibration of our program targets so that we could effectively implement it still.
Okay, so okay siya. We're good.
Yes.
We're fine. And if I think if something arises na kunwari, like God forbid, syempre sana hindi mangyari, like another Yolanda, I'm pretty sure people will definitely prioritize that and then funnel in a lot of like donations for you guys again as well. Ang tawag dun, isa rin sa mga mainit na issues about ayuda distribution is yung political involvement ng mga ibang tao, lalo na ngayon we're approaching midterms. How do you fend people off from doing that? Because some people are re-electionists, they might be in power or something, and they want to kind of be present when they give the ayuda and everything. How do you tell them na hindi pwede? Kasi bawal talaga, di ba?
Actually, Red,
Oo.
when we sought the COMELEC exemption on public fund spending, may note doon si COMELEC na sabi niya, dapat walang mga politiko,
Politiko, yeah.
walang mga campaign materials na
Yeah.
nakapaskil o posted
Kasi
doon sa
usong-uso
mga
yan, yung
event
sticker
venue.
ng muka, di ba?
Yes.
Mga ganun, oo.
And DSWD will faithfully comply with that
Yeah.
directive of the COMELEC. So, in terms of communicating with our partners and stakeholders, of course, ina-explain natin na ito yung hinihingi ng COMELEC. And of course, there are also other activities that we are doing to insulate the programs and services of the department from any political actors who wish to advance their
Yeah.
political interests.
Medyo ano tawag doon? Well, it's another layer of things na nakakatakot din, because these are people in power, and then alam mo
Exactly.
yun, di ba?
And of course, we wanted to continue fostering our relationship with them.
Them, of course, yeah.
Alam
'Cause
mo,
they
sila
might be the ones that make laws that help the program in the long run, di ba?
Yes,
Oo.
and for our local partners, malaki rin ang contribution nila
Yeah.
sa mga activities ng department. Sa mga local government unit alone, they provide the venue, they provide the security, they provide additional manpower. So, it's
Tama.
just a matter really of explaining to them and coordinating with them kung bakit kinakailangan natin protektahan din yung programs and services ng department.
It's such a tricky and also nakakatulong din na I think a lot of people are understanding now kung bakit it's kind of like inappropriate for them to be there, no? So, do you find a bit of relief pag nakikita mo sa comments na kumakampi sila towards this ngayon compared to dati na parang they seem to be not aware na dapat hindi, no?
Well, kapag nakikita mo yung mga ganong comments na lalo-lalo na sa social media,
Yeah.
natutuwa ka rin kasi
Yeah.
nakikita mo yung involvement ng tao.
Yeah.
And nakikita mo rin na na-realize mo rin na okay, nagkakaroon na ng value yung efforts ng DSWD
Yes.
and other government agencies, lalong-lalo na dun sa promotion ng active citizenship. No, na yung mga tao, they take active involvement
Yes.
na
Dapat pag-comment doon, may social media manager kayo na re-replyan yung DSWD donation link.
to promote,
Para
to promote
di ba
government
galit ka,
services.
Donate ka na.
Yun ang kagandahan nun because like in 4Ps, isa sa mga modules kasi niyan is yung active citizenship. So tinuturuan natin yung mga beneficiaries natin so that they could come up with informed decisions or judgments, especially dun sa pagpipili nga, lalong-lalo na this midterm election.
Ang tawag doon, ang Pilipinas talagang active tayo sa social media syempre even more than yung pagpupuri. Kaya nga pag nakakuha ka ng puri, talagang malaking bagay kasi bihira yan. Ano talaga tayo 98% bashers tayo meron ba kayong for sure as a government agency parating nakikriticize, ano ang mga malulupit na sinasabi ng bashers sa inyo?
Sa social media? Well, of course, kabilang na dyan yung panay ayuda.
Yeah.
Yan, isa yan sa mga madalas na ikomento Pero kaya nga, sa umpisa pa lang, Red, napansin mo, sinabi ko na may last name si DSWD.
Yes.
We're not just providing ayuda. We are not a dole-out agency.
Yeah.
We have a lot of developmental programs. Hindi lamang yung Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, we also have Sustainable Livelihood program. Ito naman, kinakapacitate natin yung mga mahihirap so that they end up in gainful employment or mag-engage naman sila in micro-enterprise development activities. Meron din tayong Kalahi Seeds, which uses community-based development approach or CCD approach para naman ma-promote yung volunteerism. And then yung poor communities would be able to come up with projects that really address the specific needs of their community. No, na merong counterpart din ang local government unit. So there's ownership sa mga programs. These projects respond to the needs on the ground. No? And nakakapacitate din yung mga mahihirap nating mga kababayan because nai-involve sila sa local budgeting, no? So participatory yung activities na ginagawa
Very, very
natin.
participatory. Lalo na
Diba?
ngayon, social media age din, di ba?
So yun
Everything
yung
else,
sinasabi namin, Red. We're not just an ayuda agency.
Yes.
There are a lot more sa department.
Ano ang, dahil nga madami kayong volunteers and everything, it's a very passionate work, no? And I would say na, as siguro ako, there are things that I care more about. Kunwari, kung if I'm booked, kunwari in a private booking sa isang birthday party ng taong hindi ko kilala, racket lang to para sa akin. But if it's like a good show na feeling ko talagang sinulat ko ng ilang taon tong ano na to, very passionate sa akin, it's not even about the job anymore. It doesn't feel like a job. And I feel like yung ginagawa nyo has to be parang at the minimum, dapat passionate ka about it. How do you reel them in when tinitira kayo minsan and then say na parang, di ba, pag may, pag parang, paano kayo hindi naiinis?
Well, of course, Red. Tayo naman, tao pa rin tayo.
Oo, yun nga.
Diba?
So, for sure, meron, di ba?
Pero, ang nakafocus kasi tayo doon sa trabaho natin.
Yeah.
Lalong-lalo na kapag may mga disasters, may mga emergencies, lahat namumobilize because member lahat tayo ng quick response team. So tumutulong tayo doon sa pag-distribute ng mga family food packs and non-food items. Tumutulong tayo sa camp management. Binabantayan natin yung mga vulnerable sectors in evacuation centers. Minomonitor to make sure that their specific needs are addressed. So kapag focus ka sa ganong trabaho, hindi mo na mabibigyan ng attention yung mga criticisms against the department or against our personnel. Yun yung sinasabi ko na focus kami sa pagtulong sa aming pong kapwa. Okay, so, but then of course, yung mga comments na yan, we take it constructively so that we improve also yung service delivery.
Which is very hard to do. Kasi minsan pag talagang hindi constructive yung comment and you take it constructively, that's very parang, it takes a lot of patience, I would say. Parang ganun. Parang...
Ang fuel naman sa amin, Red, is yung appreciation from the people that we have served. Yun ang mahalaga sa amin, no, na ina-acknowledge kami ng mga natulungan po namin.
Ang gusto ko lang sabihin, pag kayo, sana, pag nakarinig kayo sa DSWD ng konting galit, payagan nyo na. Yan sinasabi ko. Ngayon, I'm very, very awesome to hear na we have we're TSW taking advantage of yung digital age natin na pwede tayo mag-transfer ng pera directly, mas madali, hindi mo na kailangan ihatid doon or parang we do cash cards, di ba? Parang ganong klase.
We have cash cards.
So, ngayon, it's direct, very easy. Ano pa ang mga future developments natin for DSWD?
Okay. So, sabi ko kanina, we're accelerating digital transformation. Ang gusto natin, lahat ng mga beneficiaries natin, hindi lamang sa 4Ps program ay makakatanggap na ang kanilang grants using their cell phones or their transactional accounts. Kasi di ba, Red, in some areas, pati nga pagsakay mo sa tricycle, pwede ka na magbayad through GCash. Di ba? Imagine if yung mga beneficiaries natin ay talagang na-include na, no? Yung mainstream na in this digitalized society. And sabi ko nga, hindi lamang po 4Ps. Even other assistance being extended by the DSWD ay i-digitalize natin.
Okay.
Marami sa mga tinutulungan natin, chronic diseases ang kanilang kinakaharap. So every now and then, ina-assess ng mga social workers, ini-interview, di ba? Paulit-ulit na rin same requirements as well. So ngayon, ang gusto na rin namin is i-digitalize na rin pati yung aming pong issuance ng guarantee letter. So hindi na po sila kinakailangan na pumunta pa sa aming opisina. Automatic na yan na marireceive ng hospital or ng laboratory na kung saan pupuntahan ng client yung guarantee letter. So isa pa yan doon sa...
Ang laki na, it takes away like 7 steps. Parang ganun,
yes, and of course, mas magiging mas magiging madali para sa mga individual na yan. And then of course, yung ding meron din tayong DSWD Academy. No, na gusto rin natin na mas makapacitate natin yung mga employees ng department. Meron tayong mga partners, mga local government units, local social welfare development officers who will be capacitated through this DSWD Academy so that mas magiging maganda yung trabaho natin and yung service delivery because of course, nag-evolve na rin yung social work landscape.
is there, tawag doon, para lang sa, nag-aano ba kayo? Do you do any kind of like fundraising efforts and anything? Like, baka gusto yung magpagawa ng concert, mga ganong klase. Wala bang ganun?
Ang DSWD, of course, wala tayong ganyang mga activities, but we encourage also yung mga good doers natin na mag-donate, lalong-lalo na nga sa mga centers natin, mga residential care facilities, and during disasters or emergencies. Kaya nga natin binuo yung DSWD Kaagapay portal para mas madali yung pagdodonate, and that we've created this welcoming environment for our good doers.
Well, ma'am, I would love to talk about more, pero we are out of time. But I just want to say thank you so much sa lahat ng good work that you guys do sa DSWD, sa lahat ng mga social workers. Salamat. We appreciate it all. Thank you so much, Ma'am Irene Dumlao. The Medyo Serious Talk Show is on every Tuesday on One News at 9 p.m. Tama, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Okay? Pero dahil nga, kung wala kayong TV tulad ko, punta lang kayo sa YouTube, type nyo Medyo Serious Talk Show. Wala nang iba yan. Walang gagaya sa akin. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Red.